right, welcome back to Prime at 9. Christian's back with us. We were just chatting before the break.
Yep.
There is some, weather coming our way, and that might impact, a white Christmas for some folks.
That's right. We like to call these kind of storms Grinch storms.
Oh, absolutely. That's
because, not only is it green on the weather map because it's rain, it also ruins the snow right before Christmas. Yeah. So, we were saying it does look cold next week, so there is the chance. And as we saw on Sunday, a surprise is not out of the question. And of course, a snowstorm can come into the forecast within a few days. So not out of the question to say we could still get a white Christmas, but certainly doesn't help our chances with this rain on Friday. And of course, it's kind of funny that we have seen such a cold start to December, the first 15 days of the month. In fact, the fifth coldest start to December on record. And you can see some really notorious winters on this list. Winter of 77, 78, of course, the blizzard of 78. Winter of 1989 was one of the coldest Decembers. I think it was the coldest December on record in Portland. So yeah, there's some rare air up here with the 2025 December temperatures. We'll see if this continues through the rest of the winter and ends up bringing us a pretty cold one. But for right now, we're certainly seeing the cold lingering. Feels like 10 right now in Portland with the wind chill. 3 below is what it feels like in Rangeley, 5 below in Greenville. Of course, still seeing a wind factor out there this evening. That will die down quite a bit tonight and tomorrow in a lot of ways. Is just a much nicer day. For tonight, though, expect it to be cold. I do expect most of us to wake up in the single digits. Couldn't rule out a spot or two in the mountains dipping below 0 as we head into our Tuesday. The afternoon, though, will be about 10 degrees warmer than today. So in a lot of respects, it is a much nicer day with plenty of sunshine. Right around 32 in Portland, Lewiston, Augusta, 30 in Bangor, 20s off to the north, but certainly a lot nicer with lighter winds and plenty of sunshine expected all through the day. So like I mentioned, Tuesday, it's a nice sunny day. We'll see a cold start in the morning, a nice recovery in the afternoon. Then we head into Wednesday, and that's when the true milder air starts to arrive. We'll approach 40 for the afternoon, especially along the coast. Probably a lot of clouds out there Wednesday. A clipper system is going to pass through the state. Could bring some mountain snow showers, maybe northern Maine. A little snow as well on Wednesday. Don't think this does much outside of there, but I couldn't rule out a quick rain or snow shower in central and southern Maine as well as we head into Wednesday evening. Looks to clear out again Thursday, and it does look mild and fairly sunny, so that's my pick of the week. Here's a look at Wednesday. You can see there's that clipper system. High pressure briefly in place on Thursday. That keeps us nice and sunny and fairly mild throughout the day. And then Friday comes in. We were just talking about this, our Grinch storm. Of course, we got green on the map. It's going to be all rain. That low pressure track so far north of Maine. It's rain well into Canada, and even in the highest elevations, I think even Mount Washington gets rain out of this system here. It will roll through quickly. It doesn't look to dump a ton of rain, so I don't think we're going to be looking at a flood threat here. The question is, will those winds get strong enough to bring power outages? As of right now, there's at least the possibility of a scattered outage or two. I still don't think it will be anything major at this point, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. If those winds trend stronger, it could be something a little more widespread. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. In terms of rainfall, again, does not look to be flooding levels. It could melt a good amount of the snow. I think the snowpack survives up in the mountains, but unfortunately, we were just saying, probably melts most of the snow along the coast. So if you want to get out and enjoy that, do it soon because that probably goes away by Friday. And again, it's very mild, but the cold does quickly return beyond that for the weekend. And for next week, most indications are it lingers through Christmas. So I hope we can squeeze out a little snow to give us a white Christmas in Maine. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast. You can see, it's cold tomorrow. Once again, milder Wednesday and Thursday, very mild Friday. In fact, we do hit the 50s. The record high in Portland Friday, 54. I think it's within reach potentially before the cold returns for the weekend. So Alex, kind of on a roller coaster a little bit with our weather. It's not something we've been able to say lately. We've been just so consistently cold.
Yep, lots to keep our eyes on.
That's right.
Thanks, Christian. All right.